What is the latest and greatest? It is a Thursday, January 29th, in the year of our Lord 2026. My super, uber, ultra, mega apologies to those who were wondering, JAYREELZ, don't you start at 9:30 on your podcast pregame? On top of not being on your podcast pregame Monday at 9:30. So I owe you two mea culpas. Not one, but two. I'll start off with the one on Monday. We had a huge storm, as you know. And generally when I do my shows outside of the apartment or my lives outside of the apartment, I'm usually sitting in a car in a park space and, conducting my usual rants, my thoughts, opinions, obviously getting questions or comments or whatever from you guys and gals. But because of the snow, number one. Number two, because of the conditions outside that I was going to be unable to, thankfully, where I parked my car, it's indoors, so I didn't have to shovel my car out. But with all that being said, I was going to be unable to do the show outside. I could have done it walking around the streets, but it was 12 degrees. And yeah, if I'm going to be out there for an hour, I'd rather be running on a cold day than just walking around. So I understand it sounds a bit cop-out-ish, I guess, for lack of a better term. But yeah, I just didn't feel that it was going to be conducive for me to do a podcast out there. I was hoping to do it later in the day, but I did not. But and this is going to be recorded, so it's one of those things where if we have another situation like that, it'll be perfectly fine because I'll make sure to get out there. And that was also another thing. That was also because the wife had stood home on Monday. So obviously I didn't have my podcast pregame. If you recall, if you watched the podcast on Monday, as I'm continuing to set up here, the podcast, I did it in the bedroom and therefore was not at the sports desk, which I will be at today to do the podcast. So that I'm looking forward to. But when it comes to today, you're probably saying, all right, well, JAYREELZ, what happened today? How come you're running late? It's supposed to be 9:30. You said it yesterday on a live stream. It was an excellent live stream yesterday. I had a very good guest, which I'll talk about in a minute. But as far as the events this morning, I took my lovely wife to the train. She was also running a little bit late. And obviously with all the snow and having to go to the corners with the slush and all that, I figured out, let me drive her to the subway stop. And I did do that. So that's why I am 10 minutes late. So my apologies again. I appreciate your understanding. I appreciate your patience. I appreciate all that. For those who have been wondering, where have I been this week when it comes to the podcast pre-games? And hang on one second. So as far as that is concerned, I had to get that off my chest just to inform you of what has gone on with the podcast pre-games this week. Now, as far as the podcast today, another one is coming at you where I would say probably in the 12:30 to 1 o'clock hour, depending on how long I'm going to be here on this live, I will detail what has gone on in sports. Is it too early to talk Super Bowl 40? 60? You have to tune in to find out. I almost tipped my hand there. And, big jump there. What's up, everybody? Yo, Chicken Wings Cat. Look at that name. I like that. Hey, alternate account. What is happening? Yeah, 60. Shay, what am I doing? I'm just sitting here talking a little sports. Thanks. Hey, alternate account. Yes, that name, that looks very familiar. That name. I believe you've been on here before. Am I rich? Rich in what? That's a loaded question. I'm sure you're probably thinking as far as, well, I'm ready to knock over this ring light. What sports did you talk about? Oh, I'm talking right now. I started talking about the NFL. But I talk NFL, I talk NBA, NHL, Major League Baseball, golf, tennis. I'll talk a little Australian Open today too. Boxing, MMA. I got you covered. Can we talk football? Yes, we can. What's on your mind? Can I call you Yo-Yo? All right. Good health, beautiful wife, and place to call home. That's it. That's right there. You hit it right on the head, alternate. Good health, beautiful wife, place to call home. All right, Yo-Yo, what's on your mind? What do you want to talk about? Have any questions? Super Bowl, Bill Belichick, new coaching hires in Buffalo, Cleveland. You want to say Pittsburgh too? I know they introduced Mike McCarthy. I'm thinking about calling football head egg. Football headache. You maybe headache? I don't know. But alternate, yeah, I feel you 1,000% on that. Good health, beautiful wife's place to go home. That's it, man. If you have that, you're off and going. Because to use your hand and it's an egg. Oh, okay. Bastien, what's happening? It really is. And life is what you make of it. It's, you're going to have your challenges. You're going to have the grind, not even just with work, but just dealing with the rigmarole and trying to break out of the routines. And Lord knows, everybody has their routines. Everybody's set in their ways. But it's good to, got to open that lens, man, sometimes. I get it. We're creatures of habit. We all are. And it's easy to get wrapped up in those habits to the point where you just rest on your laurels and it becomes too comfortable. And you got to break away from that. And depending on where you live too, me in the Northeast, we just endured a snowstorm a few days ago where the last thing you want to do is go outside, but it's good to go outside, even though it's cold, but you get that fresh air, you get that blast that in your lungs. And yeah, we all need that. But yeah, it is rather simple. A lot of people don't look at it that way, and I get it based on circumstance or maybe where they live, etc. But it is, it can be simple. But the sad part is a lot of people live by default and not by design. And if you want me to unpack that, I definitely will, because I love to talk about stuff like that. What are your opinions on the Cincinnati Bengals? Bastien, all right, that's a good question. Bengals, here it was, 4 years ago? Yeah, because that was 3 years ago that happened, right? 4 years ago, they went to a Super Bowl. And I'll never forget, in the postgame, they thought about, we're going to go back. We got a young team, especially on the offensive side with Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, as well as T. Higgins. The following year, they went to a championship game, lost in Kansas City, a tough game at that. And then since then, they haven't even made the playoffs. This is a huge year this year. And I know there's going to be a lot of rumors swirling about Joe Burrow maybe getting traded. Maybe. I wouldn't do it, but if I'm the Bengals. But yeah, right now, that's an organization and a team that it's on the fence. They could be good. Their defense is terrible if they got some defensive players. And I understand a lot of their cap is tied into their 3 offensive stars. But the Bengals, they can be good. If Burrow has to stay healthy, I mean, as we all know. But I really think the Bengals, when healthy and just a semblance of a defense, they could be a threat in the AFC. Why not? They showed they could go to the Super Bowl. And I understand now it's going to be 5 years since then when you get to this coming season. But they could do it. But again, can they and will they do it? That's the big question. I love storms as long as I'm safe inside, doesn't affect water and food supply. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the thing, too. So many people last Friday, I'll never forget, bombarding supermarkets, etc. And I understand, they hear the news or they watch what's happening and the lines are out the door and the shelves are barren. But it almost feels like New York has never been through a snowstorm before. It's weird. You would think we live in Florida or Texas, where they rarely have snow or ice storms and things of that nature. So, what do you got there, Yo-Yo? I love everything about, I don't know why, I just love everything. All right. Is there anything in particular, Yo-Yo, that you love about life? I'm curious. The most likely to lose their, are they? Well, they got 3 players if you think about it, the 2 receivers and the quarterback. But my thing is that Burrow, I understand they can get a massive overhaul for him, and the Jets would be the best choice because the Jets have 5 first-round picks in the next 2 years. But are the Jets willing to part with a lot of those picks? They're going to have to. Do I have kids, Yo-Yo? I do. I have a son. But he's big. He's old. But only, one kid, one son. He lives in Florida. I like things when people are nice. Yeah, and that's what it's all about. People don't want to be kind anymore. Everybody wants to be hateful, and everybody. But yeah, and I'm all about being kind. I'm all about paying it forward. I'm all about, that's how we have to be. We all share this planet together. But unfortunately, there's some that feel entitled or some that feel that, they're better than a certain group of people or whatever. No. Just like humans walk the earth, or let's say walk in your neighborhood. Yeah, well, there's birds, there's insects, whatever. Yeah, we all share this planet. So we all have to be as kind as possible. Let's see. Rumors of Jamar Chase being traded have started. Have they really? I didn't hear about that. Oh, please, let me know. Yeah, I haven't heard that. Bastien, I'm curious. I'm assuming you're a Bengal fan. Are you from Cincinnati? I'm curious. Yo-Yo, don't let your kid play Roblox unless they are 12 or 9. Well, this is what's going to probably freak you out. My grandson plays Roblox, and he is 10. So, and I never played Roblox. I know what it is, but I never played it, so I couldn't even tell you. But, yeah. Where are you from, Yo-Yo? I'm curious. Oh, you live in Hong Kong. Wow. So I don't know if it's true, but I was born in Cincinnati. You don't know if it's true? Really? You live in Hong Kong. Man, I would love to go there one day. What's the weather like there now? Is it hot in Hong Kong right now? I would think it is. Oh, you're in Wisconsin, Yo-Yo. All right. Oh, if it's cold here in New York, I can only imagine what it is there. What's it got to be? 5 degrees? Probably wind chill's below 0. Yeah, New York, I believe this morning I woke up, it was 4 degrees, felt like -1, but now I think it's 12 degrees. Let me see. Yes, it is 12 degrees in New York with the wind chill. I think it's, let's see. It feels like 9. That's not bad. Perfect temperature? Well, that's 13 degrees. I'm sure by you, Bastien, it's Celsius. That's 13 degrees Fahrenheit. Can I minimize that? Yeah, I can. Hold on. All right. But, yeah, I would think Hong Kong has got to be 17 degrees Celsius. So that's what it is right now. Oh, so that's what, like 2.5 times? That's got to be like 62 degrees Fahrenheit, right? Let me look that up. Hold on. Wait, where did the weather app go? Weather. Hong Kong. There we go. 63 degrees. Oh, and it's 10 p.m. in Hong Kong, huh? Wow. Yeah, 60. You got 60-degree weather there. Nice. That's great running weather. I love to run. Bio! My man. Greetings, 40 degrees right now in California, but it'll be 76 by lunchtime. Wow, it's 40 degrees there now? Jeez. Yeah, but 76 by lunch. I mean, you can't beat that. Yeah, right now it's 13 degrees, feels like 9 in New York City. But Bastien, yeah, I don't know about Jamar Chase. If they just signed him to that long-term deal, well, long-term 4 years, he and T. Higgins. So I don't know. I'm sure they're going to want to keep those guys. Obviously, I need upgrades on the defensive side of the ball, but I don't know if they're going to be able to get some considering those 3 players. What, Chase is making $40 million, T. Higgins is probably 35, Burrow's making 50-something. Those 3 players right now, that's what, almost a third of your cap? Or more than that, probably. Cap, I think, is like 270. Is the cap that high? I think it's 270-something. Yeah, so that's tough. Hong Kong is perfect for running on them. Oh, God, I would love to run the mountains. Oh, I read false news then? Oh, nah. Listen, if you heard rumors about Jamar Chase, then I'd be curious. I haven't heard anything about Jamar Chase being traded or released or anything like that. Do you live near the mountains, Bastien? Oh, man. Running is, that's my release, which I haven't done since New Year's Eve. This is cool. Stream. Oh, thanks, Yo-Yo. I appreciate that. Yo, let me see. How do you pronounce that? Where's Chicken Wings Cat? I wonder how you came up with that name. That's pretty interesting. Now, I like that you like to stream, Yo-Yo. Now, I talk sports. I talk I usually on these lives, I talk about whatever people are going to ask, because this is just me directly straight to YouTube, where I do a live stream on Wednesday, which through a link on YouTube. Yeah, I talk strictly sports there. And yeah, and I talk sports here. I know, as you know, Bastien was talking sports. No problem. I came up with it because, drum roll. But yeah, I'm going to, with the podcast today, too early to talk Super Bowl 60. I got to rehash this Bill Belichick nonsense. And also brings another interesting wrinkle when it comes to somebody else that's going to be eligible for the Hall of Fame, and how his fate may be tied in with Bill Belichick. Yes. My cat belly is like a chicken wing. Oh, is that right? So you have a cat? How old is your cat? And yeah, you're near a mountain, Bastien? Wow, nice. Hong Kong. I would love to go. Yeah, I would love to go to the Far East one day. I would love to go to China, Japan, definitely Hong Kong. I want to go to Thailand. Definitely want to go there. Philippines. Oh, man, if I can get to go to those places one day. 24 in human years. Oh, so your cat is what? 4 years old? Is it every 6 years? Or is it 8? I don't even know. I don't know how tall it is, but I know you can walk up to 5-6 miles. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's right up my alley. So 6 miles up, 6 miles, or 5 to 6 up, 5 back. Oh, I want to do it. 2 years in cat. Oh, so I didn't realize a cat, because I know for a dog, it's 1 year is 7 human years. So for a cat, 1 year is 12. That's interesting. I didn't know that. But yeah, no, if I go to 5-6 mile mountain, I'm all about running hills. You want to really get in good shape, cardio, endurance, run hills. You think so? All right. Now, NBA Giannis, where's he going? Because it looks like his days are numbered there, which is a shame. I mean, he's going to get his number retired, raised to the rafters, etc. But it's a shame. But where he goes next, we shall see. I don't know if it's going to be the Knicks. People say maybe the Rockets, because they have young players to give up. But imagine that, KD and Giannis on the same team. I mean, now listen, I understand Giannis will play power forward, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I understand you get a ring there, but I wouldn't want to go there. Who are my GOATs for NFL and NBA? Huh. Oh, wait, it's fairly straightforward after the climb. Okay. So it levels out. My GOATs for the NFL and NBA. All right, my GOATs. Well, if I'm thinking top 3, NFL, you got to say Jim Brown. How do I pronounce that name? Hey, what's up? Arzu. Can I just call you Nova? Arzuka Benova. Wow, that's a long one. I'm going to call you Nova. Hello, Nova. What's happening? Yeah, Jim Brown. To me, if I'm looking at the top 3 NFL players of all time, I got to say Jim Brown, Lawrence Taylor. Val, welcome, my man. I don't know. You throw Tom Brady or Joe Montana? You could throw one of those two guys in there. Brady because of his longevity in the Super Bowl wins. Yes, Cardinals and Raiders do need head coaches. Where do they go for head coaches are going to be the big question. And no, it's not going to be Mike Tomlin, as you know. But, yeah, I would say those are my top three for the NFL. NBA, if I did a top 10, because you know the whole top 10 list, maybe one day I'll update it, but it's kind of hard for me to not put these guys in the top 10. And not in any order, although I'm going in the order of generation. Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem, Jerry West, Oscar Robertson, that's 5. Bird, Magic, Jordan, LeBron, Tim Duncan. To me, that is your NBA top 10 of all time. Or that is my NBA top 10 of all time. And I understand this. People, oh, what about Shaq? What about Kobe? What about Steph Curry? What about... I get it, but you're talking about Bill Russell, 11 titles in 13 years. Wilt, the guy who scored 100 points, averaged 50 points, 25 rebounds a game. I mean, Kareem, 6 MVPs. And right now, he's like underrated all time. 3 college championships on top of that. And 6 championships. Jerry West, the logo. Guy won an MVP on a losing team, 69. Sorry, bio. I know it's Lakers Celtics. Oscar Robertson was the triple-double machine before anybody in this era or even Magic Johnson's era was the triple-double. Bird, Magic, do I need to explain more? Jordan, need I say more? LeBron, need I say more? And Tim Duncan is only the greatest power forward of all time. And also won 2 MVPs and 5 championships. How do you crack that top 10? If people say, oh, Steph Curry, greatest shooter, and yeah, man, I understand that, and he doesn't take a backseat to a lot of people, but just think about those names I listed. That's a hard list to crack. And that's my top 10. It's not budging. Curry will probably be somewhere between 10 and 15 in my eyes. And it's interesting because people talk about, and I love Shaq. Shaq, the most dominant big man of all time. And I didn't see Wilt play. But do you know the numbers that Wilt Chamberlain put up as a player? The one thing about Wilt, though, is that he was too nice of a guy. He didn't really have a heart. He didn't have that killer instinct when he was on the court, where Shaq was ready to, that's where he was ferocious. Wilt, on the other hand, was not like Shaq, but he was an excellent athlete. Volleyball player, obviously basketball. And the guy, I mean, he was 7'3". I think about this when it comes to Wilt Chamberlain. Scorea, what's happening? I see you, Val, with Will Smith. Val, keep it coming. 30, Steph Curry has passed Paul Pierce for 19th most points in NBA history. Oh, all right. 19th, huh? But going back to Wilt, I'll get to Steph in a second. Wilt Chamberlain, like I mentioned, he scored 50 points. He averaged 50 points in a season, 25 rebounds. So think about this. To average 50 points a season, let's say if you scored 70 one game and you scored 30 the next, that means you got to get back to 50 to stay on that clip, to be 50 points a game. And you go, oh, well, he went up against nobody. Well, he went up against Bill Russell his whole career. And in a playoff game, Wilt Chamberlain, in a playoff game against Bill Russell, had 55 rebounds. What player in the NBA is getting 55 rebounds? What score do you give the Mets off season so far? Minnesota, my guy. Tatsuya, Dad Ships, wrote a pen mark, Everyday Mets. Cowboy Bull. I know I'm missing one or two. All right, I'll be fair. My score for the Mets this offseason. I'm going to say it's a B, a solid B, maybe a B plus. The only reason why I say that is because, and Freddie Peralta's open to an extension. So let's hope. But I say that because you lost a closer. I understand you got Devin Williams. And although he made up for it by bringing in Luis Robert, Peralta, as well as, now I'm drawing a blank here. Who did they just get recently? JAYREELZ. Losing my mind. But it's a thing where, Jorge Polanco is another one. Bo Bichette, thank you. I just, again, for whatever reason, I wasn't in Met mode. Hang on, Minnesota. What's that? I have to go to bed now, Coach. Hey, it's 11:07 here. I'll come. Bastien, I appreciate it, man. You're welcome. Hopefully you subscribed. I do these every Monday. I didn't do it this past Monday, but Monday and Thursday, I also do a live stream at noon, which I know is late your time, and I also put out a podcast. So when you wake up, if you subscribe, you're going to see a podcast, which I talk about sports. So, yeah, man, absolutely, Bastien. I really appreciate you hopping on board. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you're welcome. My pleasure. And you never seen Wilt play? I know. I wish I would have seen him play. But, yeah, look him up on YouTube. I tell you, you won't be disappointed. Yeah, I'd have to say a solid B or maybe a B plus at the best, because even though by bringing in Bichette, Polanco, I mean, Robert's a center fielder, as we know, but those are upgrades offensively, but how are they going to play defensively? And listen, you got to like what they've done here, especially over the last week. Subscribe to the stream. Oh, thank you, Yo-Yo, if you did. I appreciate you. I do. But, yeah, you'll see me, Bastien. I appreciate that. But Minnesota, I think, with all their moves, the question is that are they better? Obviously, we're not going to know until we get traction on the season. But I will say this. I would not be surprised, and I mean this wholeheartedly, and you know me, coming from the jaded Met fan that I am, I think they can be better. And I think they may even play more together. And I say that because they do have respect to the manager. I would think. I don't know about the new players just yet. But you have to wonder whether the Alonso, Nimmo, and I don't want to just like target them specifically because I know Alonso was a good team guy, clubhouse guy. McNeil, I know he had his squabbles with Francisco Lindor. But by getting those guys out, and Diaz, he's a reliever. But I don't know how much of a disconnect that he had with his teammates or whatever. Diaz is the one guy I would like to have back. The other three guys, I could have been like, all right, fine. But you have to wonder, they'll be a little bit more together with this group. And you just only hope that the Juan Sotos of the world, that he just doesn't distance himself. I know there's been reports about he and Lindor maybe not on the same page. Lindor obviously is a little bit more flashy, the smile. Not that he's a flashy player, because he's the type of guy who hits a home run, he just runs the bases. He's not going to showboat or anything like that. But with Soto, he's a guy that comes to the park, goes home. Takes his swings, all business. It's going to be interesting. Sharks have 27 wins. And that was after they didn't register a win in their first 6 or 7 games, which was crazy. Now, I'm not a San Jose fan, but I like San Jose. I like the direction that they're going. What's this, Val? On lock, we've agreed to terms with Chris O'Leary to be our defensive coordinator. Oh, it's for the Niners, Chris O'Leary? Because obviously Robert Saleh took the Titan job. And pitchers and catchers less than 2 weeks. Listen, I hope the Mets have a big season. Last year was a disaster. And listen, and you're not going to hear from me. I don't want to hear from anybody, anyone, that, oh, the Mets have to get off to a fast start. Oh, if the Mets get off to a good start, it's this. Oh, the Mets can't get off to a bad start. Just look at the last 2 years. That's all you need to know. And it's the same manager, too. 2 years ago, the Mets were 24-35, I believe, after the Dodgers left town. And they went on a sprint to have the best record in baseball and got to a Game 6 in the NLCS. Last year, what was it? 45-24 after 69 games. Had the best record in the sport in the middle of June. And what happened? Nosedived. So I don't want to hear, oh, JAYREELZ, you think it's important for the Mets to get off to a good start? To me, I mean, you'd like for them to get off to a good start, but that doesn't guarantee you anything, as evidence of what we've seen. So I don't want to hear it. I don't care what you hear on social media or any of the talk shows or debate shows. Please, if I even hear or see a comment like that, I'm calling them out. I'm calling them out. Please, these debate shows. Oh, if you think the Mets go off to a good start, will they get to the play? No. Please, listen, let's go back to the 2024 trend. Let them get off to a slow start or even bad start and then turn their season around in June as opposed to doing well into June and then falling off a cliff. No, I do not want that. I'm not too sure which team I think it might be for Chargers. I believe Chris O'Leary. Let's look that up there, Val. Well, I can delete this. By the way, if you haven't checked on the channel, I put up a lot of the clips from yesterday's live stream, including stuff with Keith. Now, of course, you saw it, so it's like, hey, why do I need to see it again? But just throwing it out there. Bio, are you interested in WBC in baseball or World Cup soccer? Yeah, I'm interested in both. Now, I'm not going to go crazy for the World Baseball Classic, like maybe a lot of other people will. Like I know a couple of years ago, the whole Trout-Ohtani deal. Yeah, I wasn't. I mean, listen, did I watch? I actually watched that live. I didn't watch the whole game. I just watched bits and pieces. And then when I got to the ninth inning and Ohtani was pitching and then it lined up to where Trout was going to bat, I was like, oh, I got to see this. I'll follow it for sure. I really don't have, I mean, will I root for Puerto Rico in my case? To me, I just want to see baseball. But I am interested in it, but I'm not going to like break out the pom-poms for it or go crazy if U.S. doesn't win or lose, whatever. Nah. World Cup, that I am. I obviously got to get myself brushed up on a lot. And not just the obvious. Because it's easy for me. I could come on and talk about how Germany, Brazil, Argentina, France, England, I could talk about these countries that we know are soccer powerhouses. And not to say I got to know every man on the roster. But I'll definitely get myself fine-tuned on what's happening prior to, when does it start? Middle of June, early June. One thing I do like is that it's actually here in North America and that it's not overseas because the last one was where in Qatar, I believe, right? Yeah, I think it was in Qatar. And listen, I know you deal with the time difference, but prior to that, I'll never forget, now that I think about it, hold on. It was 14, 18. That was 22, yeah, because it's 26. Yeah, because they played the World Cup in 14 and in 18, which I happened to be in Florida during the time. I was in Miami in 14 when it started, June. And I was also in Miami in 18, latter part of June. And then 2022, yeah. And I forgot where those were at, but I went to a USA-Mexico WBC game in Phoenix. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Best baseball atmosphere? Wow. Mexico fans were chanting the whole game, which made USA fans do the same. Yeah, no, that's the one thing. And I know, like, when the games are in Miami, I know, like, if the last time, the Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, that was, of course, Edwin Diaz. He blew out his knee and was gone for the year. Yeah, and especially down in Miami, obviously, there are Latinos everywhere. But, yeah, I mean, atmosphere there was great. And I can only imagine. As a matter of fact, I kind of remember that, maybe not the '06 game, but the last time I was there, yeah, there was a lot. The atmosphere was huge. Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, because they had their games. Phoenix, don't they play Phoenix, San Diego, Miami? And then I know they play the Japan, Korea. Yeah, whatever that group is, they play in Asia. Who's part of that group? Is that like Italy? And I think Israel has a team, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you, Val. Oh, what's this? Leading shooters in Giannis, Antetokounmpo, Heat, Knicks, Warriors, Wolves. I'm going to unpack that in a second. As far as, yeah, what are the groups for that? Let me see that real quick. Baseball. I'm sure they have to have them out by now, right? What is the grouping? WBC 2026. 5 teams per pool. Tokyo, Miami, Houston, San Juan for the first round. Pool A, Puerto Rico, Canada, Cuba, Panama. Oh, and Colombia. Pool B is U.S., Mexico, Italy, Great Britain, and Brazil. That's a layup. I mean, I know Mexico will be tricky, but Italy, Great Britain, Brazil. Pool C, Japan, Australia, Czechia. I didn't even know they had a team. Korea and Chinese Taipei. And then Pool D, DR, Venezuela, Netherlands, Israel, Nicaragua. Wow, that Pool D is going to be sick. Pool A is good. PR, and you have some Canadian players, but Cuba, Panama, Colombia. That's a good pool. U.S., Mexico, Italy, Great Britain, and Brazil. After U.S., Mexico, is Piazza still coaching the Italy team? I don't know. Or managing it. Then Tokyo, obviously, yeah, forget about Australia, Czechia, but it'll be Japan, Korea, Chinese Taipei. And Pool D, DR, Venezuela, Netherlands. Because, Netherlands, that's Curacao, Aruba, Israel, Nicaragua. And then, hold on. Yeah, so Pool A, San Juan. Pool B is in Houston. So we're going to play at, is it still Minute Maid? I think they changed the name recently. Yeah, I think it's now Daikon Park, which is stupid. Yeah, so the first round, March 5th through 11th, 13th and 14th are the quarterfinals, and the semifinals are Miami. Down in Lone Depot Park, which is a beautiful ballpark. It's in old little Havana where the old Orange Bowl is. Been there several times. Now, let's see. Val. As far as Giannis, yeah, I don't know. I don't think the Bucks want anything that the Knicks have. I mean, Karl Anthony Towns, they're not going to want him. It's going to be Karl Anthony Towns, maybe like the Tyler Koleks of the world. The Heat, he'd be perfect in Miami, but they have nobody to give up. Then but Tyler Hero, I mean, that's it. Warriors, well, that's Jonathan Kuminga, and he's hurt right now. Probably him. I don't know, the Brad Podzemskis of the world. I mean, I don't even know. And the Wolves, so what is that? That's going to be Jaden McDaniels, Naz Reid, and And they're going to have to flip-flop picks from now until Kingdom Come. Probably number one picks in like 27, 29, and 31. Something stupid like that. Yeah, I think the best team that Giannis could go to, if I had to think the best team that Giannis could go to, let me take a look at that. And I just want to be fair here. Oh, Elena Rybakina beat Jessica Pegula. Yeah, she never gets to a final. NBA. Let's see. Giannis. You know where you could go? I see the team right here, and they got young players. And how about Orlando? If I'm the Bucks, I'd be calling Orlando. Now, they're not going to get Paolo Banchero, but they could get Franz Wagner, who I understand when he's healthy, he's very good. It's going to be he, Jonathan Isaac, who's always injured, Jalen Suggs. Probably Orlando. Orlando would be a good spot. What about out west? Yeah, Phoenix has nothing to trade. It's got to be a young team with assets. I know let's talk about San Antonio. You could go there. But, yeah, you're breaking up the nucleus of that team. I wouldn't do that. Because, yeah, that means Stephon Castle's going back. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I understand they can win now, but that team's built for a decade. Now, I understand second Abrams, they got to keep their guys there, but yeah, I wouldn't. If I'm San Antonio, I wouldn't do that. Yeah, I'd probably say Orlando. Probably the best. The Brooklyn Nets have a lot to offer, but no, by the time the Nets are good, he's going to be an old man. I wouldn't do it if I'm Brooklyn. Yeah, probably Orlando. I think it would be the best fit. I understand those teams there you put up there, Val, and I'm sure. And the thing is that if the Knicks and or the Heat were to get Giannis, they got to include another team in there. They'd have to. The Heat especially, because they got nobody to give up. The Knicks, at least they have some players they could give up. Hey, been watching for a couple months, brother. Oh, I appreciate that. Magoo, oh yeah, Magoo, yeah. Oh, hey, I'm not going anywhere. As long as I'm alive and breathing, I'm going to keep at it. Yeah, Magoo. No, I appreciate that, man. I hope you subscribed. If you haven't, please do so. I'd appreciate it. Obviously, I help out the channel in a big way. And I guess if you've been following me, I'm sure that you have. But thanks, man. I'm yeah, I figured. Again, I appreciate that. I really, really do. I'm keeping the train moving. There's no way I'm going to stop. Just because I got to 1,000 subscribers, I want to get to 2K, 5K. And it's not even about the subscribers. It's about the camaraderie, the community that I've been able to build here with guys like Val, you, Bio, J-Rod, his lovely wife, Fishing Angel, my guy Brent, north of the border, Toronto, Vladislav from Serbia, and, some of the guys like yourself who've hopped on board here, Toppers. I'm going to see if I can shout everybody out if I can. The Novice, I haven't seen. Zip Drive, James D. Minnesota Fats. I mean, it's fun to have that. Hey, I appreciate that, Magoo. Thanks, man. But, yeah, no, I'm happy you hopped on board. But with Giannis, yeah, they're going to have to get another team involved if you're the Knicks or the Heat. Because really, the Knicks are going to send Karl Anthony Towns. They probably have to send OG Anunoby. And a young player and probably picks. I mean, if I'm the Bucks, do I really want that? I wouldn't. No offense to Cat and OG, but no. But and today's podcast actually is not going to be, listen, I'm always going to bring the pain. And I actually got another thing. I had two things I want to say in regards to the podcast and another live that I'm going to think about doing this weekend. The thing about Giannis is I don't know if these calf injuries scare me. Oh, really? Oh, and you live in Milwaukee. Wow, look at that, Magoo. So, Magoo, you're the best person to ask this. Your thoughts about Giannis, about everything that's happened recently, the thumbs down, booing the crowd, his home crowd, getting injured. Looks like that this is going to be the end for him there. The trade deadline is next Friday. I'm curious, do you want him to go? Is it time for him to go? Yeah, considering that you're there. Ollie Thurman, why? Why should I shut up? Shut up about Giannis? Are you a big Giannis fan? Ollie Thurman Newell. And that's the thing, man. He's what, 32 years of age now? Is he 32? Let me look him up. Giannis. Giannis is... Oh, he just turned 31. All right, December. All right, here's Bleacher Report. Ready? Unrealistic landing spots and why T-Wolves surprisingly on wish list. Why is it surprisingly? They're a team that can win a title. Shams Charania noted that multiple teams have made aggressive offers for Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo expressed interest in a trade to the Knicks during the offseason. As for the Knicks and T-Wolves, they would probably have to move players from their core in order to make a deal happen. Of course, Mikal Bridges. Oh, I would trade Mikal Bridges in a heartbeat. And if you're the Bucks, why would you want him? I don't know. He's stressed out, but whatever works best. All right, but yeah. So you really don't feel torn or Dubs would trade Jimmy for Giannis. Listen, I wouldn't do that, but. I understand. Look, he's out for the year. He's not going to be back till the middle of next year. And he went to Marquette. Yeah, I mean, this article's telling me nothing. But multiple teams reportedly vying for his services in hopes of making a splash. The Bucks may be able to get him for the best return right now. Redick rips Cavs court. Why is that? Well, that's right. I forgot his return was the other day. I didn't even see that. They didn't make a big deal of that. I'm surprised. I mean, he's only there 2 years, but all right. No, I'm not big on basketball. I'm very excited about the Super Bowl, though, Seahawks fan. Oh, you like the Seahawks? What are your thoughts? Close game? You think you're going to win? You think they're... I'm curious. Yeah, I'm not going to talk Super Bowl just yet. It's way too early. Like, why? I mean, to talk Super Bowl now? You still got 12 days to the game. Yeah, I mean, hold on a second. Let me see. Hold on. 383, 282. Yeah, and Bio, I know the anniversary's coming. Late Sunday night. And it's funny, the irony is that it's on the day when the Lakers last came to New York and they played the Knicks. Sunday night is February 1st. Last year was Saturday, February 1st, and it was a national TV game. It was on ABC. This year it's going to be on NBC. And the Luka trade, the anniversary. Nuts. Let's see. I think it's going to be pretty one-sided on the Seahawks side. Drake might have a shoulder injury. Yeah, I heard that he's on the, on the injury report. Yeah, I don't know the extent of it. Let me see. Let's look that up. Hold on. Drake May. Yeah, limited practices. Banged up right shoulder. Yeah, just as banged up. I mean, he's going to play in the game, but yeah, I don't know. We're not going to know. You see, here's the sad part about it. It's banged up. They're not going to reveal what it is because I'm sure they've already had an MRI, and I understand they would have reported it. But the Patriots, even going back to Bill Belichick, they are tight-lipped on everything. So how I look at it is they're not going to reveal the extent of his injury until after the Super Bowl. Now, if they win the Super Bowl, who knows? He'll look like a conquering hero, and they'll say, oh, he actually had a torn labrum. Or maybe not to that extent because he wouldn't be able to throw. But, yeah, we'll have to see. And if they lose the game and he plays bad, then it's, he had whatever, ligament damage or, whatever. I won't say torn labrum, but and I'm not saying that's what he has. But, yeah, we shall see. But you like him big. I know. I got to respond to a guy who made a comment on my video yesterday where I came out and I said that the Seahawks defense is tailor-made for that Patriot offense. And he said, well, what about that Patriot defense? Sam Darnold throws interceptions, this and that. But I said, but Darnold, he's finally coming to his own. Got to take your kids to school. I understand that. Happy to chat with you guys. Yeah, I appreciate that, Magoo. I'll keep watching, brother. Yeah, thank you, man. God bless you, too. It's a long season, everyone. Banged up is right, yes. Magoo, I appreciate you. Thanks, man. And have a safe day. Have a great day. All the best to you and the kids. Hopefully it's not too cold or treacherous out there with the snow. If you had, I'm sure you got snow up there. But, yeah. I had this guy coming at me saying, the Pats defense. I mean, I don't want to say he's coming at me, but Pats defense to slow down Sam Darnold, blah, blah, blah. I said, all right, yeah, they can. But, and right. The other argument is, the Patriots, they beat the number 5 defense in the league, the number 1 defense in the league, and I believe the number 3 defense, where Seattle's 2. Well, here's the thing. If you didn't get that gift by Jarrett Stidham, you probably wouldn't have scored a touchdown. And the Bronco defense was still good that day, even with the elements in the second half. Oh, you're welcome, Magoo. So when they play in Santa Clara, and I would hope and think that the weather will be fine, what makes you think that Seattle all of a sudden is, I mean, they're going to be chomping at the bit to get at after Drake May. Yeah, it says whatever. That's right. I forgot Tommy DeVito was on the team and Josh Dobbs. He was asked Tuesday during his weekly interview on EEI if he had suffered a right shoulder injury. I'm feeling good. Going to get some extra rest. I really don't think it was from the game. Just build up from throwing. Is what, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. All right, people. So that's what I got. I think I'm going to sign off here so I can get started on this podcast. As you know, 12:30, 1 o'clock. Oh, 2 other things before I go. I wanted to say, Saturday, I'm thinking, I don't want to say thinking. Either I'm going to do it or I'm not. Yeah, Minnesota. No, thank you as always. Saturday is going to be cold in New York. And it'll also be the anniversary of when the last time I ran, which was New Year's Eve, of course. Early in the morning, I'm thinking about running trails in the snow and doing a live stream, which is going to leave me open for me slipping and busting my ass. But I figured, what the hell? I'm going to do it. So I'm going to do a surprise live stream to make up for not being on Monday. Don't know the time yet. I'm thinking of 8 a.m. But it'll be between 8 and 9. How about that? But, I'll make a mention of it Friday, tomorrow, when I do my... Yeah, I'm going to run trails in the Bronx. Minnesota, have you ever been to Orchard Beach? If you have not, there is, next to the parking lot, there is a wooded area where up until 2012, no, that's a lie. 2011, I didn't even know that trails existed back there. Never been to Orchard? All right. Well, right next to the parking lot, there's a wooded area, which I never knew there were trails. And now this is 15 years ago. But yeah, I like to go back there and run. And I'm thinking about running over there. And I know it's going to be snow. And I've run in the snow trails with my guy, Manny Rodriguez. Shout out to ManRod 1115. Yeah, so I was thinking about doing going to do a live stream there, running trails Saturday morning. And whoever hops on board, hop on board. And just like we talked about yesterday, Keith McPherson, shout out to him. Yeah, to do another run up Broadway. And yeah, I probably won't. I may document the second half of it as opposed to the first half, so you get to the finish line, that type of thing. But that's number one. And number two, I'm actually thinking maybe starting the day after the Super Bowl. I know I've talked about doing nighttime live streams, but my podcast that is on Apple, Spotify, whatever, I'm actually thinking about doing live podcasts, which will be a little bit different from my Wednesday live stream, because what I'll do is I'll just talk about what it is that I talk about throughout the course of the podcast. And then at the back end of it, I'll go through the questions and comments and all that. So what I'll do is I'll just have my stream of consciousness talking about my whatever's happening in sports. And then at the end of it, I'll do the questions, comments. I'll go through all the comments and do it that way. Your thoughts, Minnesota, because I know you're obviously a big-time supporter, so I'm curious to know what your take is on that. And I'll do that, yeah, because I figure it's live, it's a podcast, you see me, you could get at me, we could talk about it, as opposed to doing it the Wednesday. And I would still do the Wednesday live stream, but I figured that I would elevate the podcast to be a live stream, and then what I could do is I could just take that video. Of course, it's going to be posted on the channel, but I could extract the audio, and I'll put that on my website and put that on Apple, Spotify, and use that as the podcast. And what I'll do is starting Monday, I'll start plugging it as like, join me in my live podcast Monday. And I'll probably do Monday. I'm looking at Orchard Beach Trails on YouTube. Looks dangerous. Too many slippery rocks. Oh, wow. Are you really? On YouTube? Check that out. Yeah, the thing is, it's not really hilly either. There's some inclines and some declines, but nothing crazy. And yeah, there are some slippery rocks you got to watch out for. But yeah, it's great back there. You see deer, you hear woodpeckers. To me, it's my escape. So yeah, that's cool that you looked that up. But yeah, really considering doing a podcast, which would be, and I wouldn't do a podcast pregame. Or maybe I would. I don't know, we'll see. But I would do it maybe from maybe 11 o'clock. I'll do a live podcast. Or 10. I haven't decided that just yet. But that's what it will be. But yes, keep yourself locked on the channel. I will definitely confirm tomorrow the run from Saturday. And it's good because I'm doing it live now, do a live Saturday, do one Monday. So Pacific Grove, California has deer too. Deer are beautiful. I love it. I see them. I marvel at them. I can't, just to be that close, within whatever, 20 feet or so. Can't beat that. Oh, here it is. No crying afterwards. I mean, come on, seriously? Tom Brady was also part of those scandals at JAYREELZ, yes. And we're going to talk about that on the on the podcast. All right, guys. I will get ready to sign off. As always, thank you guys so much for hopping on board. And yes, be on the lookout for the podcast today, as you well know. I am going to do a live stream Saturday morning from the trails at Orchard, so you get to see them up close and personal. And yeah, I got to watch it. Yeah, that could be a little treacherous. We shall see. But, and I'll do one once the snow clears. You'll really get to see it. It's beautiful. So let's reconnect then. And as you all know, always coming correct, direct, and full effect on everything that's happening in sports, in the blood and the DNA. As I sign off, enjoy the rest of your Thursday, people. South Bronx, South Beach, South Central, South Pacific, all points beyond. Peace, love, and God bless. Thanks for hopping on board. Be on the lookout as always. Be safe. Enjoy the rest of your day. And until then, Val, Minnesota Fats. I know Magoo had left. David Quiet, yes, that's my guy. I love David Goggins. Stay hard. Minnesota, you're on top of it, man. I love it. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. Appreciate the support and the love. As always, on the flip.